my faith was tested. I didn't ever lose motivation, and my faith was tested. I'm a believer in God and all that. So some of you might know I'm a cancer survivor. I was diagnosed with cancer. I thank God for everything. I was diagnosed with cancer in 1995. And let me tell you the route. And the cancer is called, of all things, T-cell lymphoma. What kind of stuff is that? So anyway, let me get around, So when the fame started, after Rocky III, then the A-Team started, we film in different places in Los Angeles. And I'm loving on people, telling kids to be good, listen to the parents, don't do drugs, don't hang with the wrong crowd. And so I had a big following, the kids. Then one of the production assistants told me, said, Mr. T is a little kid, want to meet you. And I thought, you're like other kids. I said, okay, bring him to the set. Then she said, but he's dying. And it was through the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And here I am, I said, wow, here's a kid that's dying, want to meet me, what can I say? And then I called home, and first they thought that I was like some celebrity. Said, no, tell them I'm busy. And I don't want to get on the celebrities. It's a deep thing. You got to be ready for this here. And I told him, I said, no, bring the kid, bring him to the set. I said, first I have to call home to my pastor. I'm a member of a church. I've been a member there since 1977. And I called my pastor named Reverend Hardy. I said, Reverend Hardy, there's a kid that's dying. What do I say to him? I asked him for words to say because I want to do more than just say, I'm sorry, Billy. I needed the words to say. And my pastor told me, he said, evidently, T, this young man, this kid, see the God qualities in you that you don't see in yourself. I believed in God, I prayed, but I felt I was going to another level, which I were. So the little kid name was Ryan. He had cystic fibrosis from the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and he wanted to meet me. He came, and I loved on him and played with him and spent time with him, drove him around in the 18 van, and let him feel my jewelry and touch my mohawk, and he laughed, and we spent about an hour together, and he had this oxygen thing strapped to him so he couldn't be too long, but he was with me for an hour, and his mother said, we got to go, and he said, how can I thank you? I said, I'm honored that he wanted to meet me. And when he left, I cried. Yes, tough Mr. T, black belt in karate, wrestling champion, all that. I cried when the little kid left. Then after that, other kids wanted to see me. And I told them, don't waste the time in red tape. Anytime a little kid wanted to see me, bring them to the set. One day there were 6 little kids there, some in wheelchairs, some in other. They wanted to meet me, and I loved on them. And you can't fool the kids. The parents at the time, you got to understand, they was a little frightened of this guy, Mr. T. They said, ooh, wow. And the kids would say, no, mommy, Mr. T likes kids, Then the parents would see my interviews and say, maybe a little bit, So, but anyway, the little kids, some kids had cancer. And I would tell them, God loved them. Don't give up. Keep believing. So now we speed up from 1983, 84. We speed up to 1995. I had a sore on my ear that it didn't heal. And then I went to the doctor. We did tests and stuff like that, and did some more tests and all other stuff. Then he came back and told me I had cancer. Then we said it was T-cell lymphoma. So I went through radiation, went through chemotherapy and all that. So what I'm saying, long story short, if I couldn't call on that same God that I told them little kids to believe in, if I couldn't call on that same God I told everybody else to believe in, then that meant that I was a liar and I was a phony. So when I stand here to tell you God love you, to be good and whatever, it's tried and tested. Like when I tell the little kids to be good, listen to their mother. That's what I did. Don't do drugs, don't hang with the wrong crowd. That's what I did. So I pray, so I tell them prayer works. I said, Lord, I never prayed and said, oh, why me? Why not me? I said, God, give me the strength to do your will. So I'm here to tell everybody else, don't give up. Don't quit. Whatever you're dealing with. So everybody here, Don't have a sign on your head saying, I'm depressed, I'm going through a situation. You know, everybody's dealing with something. So I asked God, I said, come in here. I prayed this morning. I said, God, I don't know who all I'm going to meet today, but I pray that when they see me, let them see you. When they hear me, let them hear you. Sure, I want to make you laugh, want you to feel good, but really I want you to feel good after you leave. Say, wow, Mr. T took time with us. I just don't want to shoo you away. Okay, keep going, that stuff. I want to take time. Some of you want to hear some of your stories that, Mr. T, I remember you on this interview, how you talked about God, how they said this here, how you love your mother and stuff. That's who I am, you know. So I can, like Dr. King said, if I can help somebody as I pass along, if I can cheer someone with a word or song, if I can show someone that he's traveling wrong, then my living would not be in vain.